A routine morning is shattered when a nurse crashes her BMW into a hotel room. Within minutes, officers on scene begin to suspect this wasn't just an accident. The driver may have been drinking on her way to work.
Okay. Everybody, you guys out.
Yeah.
You guys out. Who's the person driving?
Me.
Okay.
The brakes didn't.
Take her over there.
I don't want to move.
I'm not telling you to move. Okay. Go ahead.
I don't want to move.
Okay. What's bleeding?
Let the EMS guys get here. I'm not doubting you. I'm okay. I'm just going into a little fucking freak out fucking shock.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Hey, my man. What's bleeding?
Hey, my man! There's a fucking car
I know.
in my room! Hey, my man!
You need to relax a little
Back
bit, okay?
off a little bit! Just back off!
Okay, what is bleeding? Is it your hand? I gotta know what's bleeding so I can let fire rescue know. Is it your hand? What else?
Superficial abrasion.
She's saying that her brakes malfunction. Is that your blood?
No! My blood is right here, pal!
Well, there's blood on the car. I'm just asking, all right? Apparently her brakes malfunction. That's what she's saying.
Brake malfunction. You need like a.
I mean, you have gloves on you?
Hey! There's a spare key in the console. That's my car.
That's
You
your
need to
car?
move it. I
here?
don't know where the fuck the
Okay.
keys are now.
All right. Do you have an ID in the car or somewhere in the room?
20! Call the fucking government!
Yeah, that's the driver in the room.
Yo, what's your problem, dude? We're trying to help you out, all right? Don't be mean.
I'm okay, man. I'm just telling you. Move that fucking car and get this thing out of the
We're
way.
not gonna do that instantly, dude. Relax. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Joey, I like the car. We gotta make a whole.
Did you see what happened or no?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened?
He's usually always sitting out front.
Okay. Thankfully, he wasn't this time, right?
He must have been in between because he was just sitting there. You know? Anyway, she pulls in. She's gonna park. I guess she must have hit the gas because I see her jump the fucking curb and she goes right through his damn wall. So I ripped the fucking wall out.
Yeah.
He was under the fucking car. I was screaming at her, "Don't fucking move the fucking car." She kept trying to, I'm like, shut this motherfucker. I was gonna rip the fucking console out, bro, or something.
Yeah.
But he was underneath. His foot was in the tire, So I ripped all that shit out. She got out, and then the car was still on. So it's one of the electronic buttons. So.
Yep.
And that kid, she thought it was on. Who knows? I don't know.
Okay.
It's a smart car. Not too smart. You put a fucking key in something, you turn it, it moves. You turn the key off, it's not moving. But anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
So, the gentleman's normally sitting outside.
Yeah, he's sitting right there watching his TV, he's sitting at his door,
Okay.
like he's sitting there,
Uh-huh.
he has a little table usually. I've been here a few months, he's been here, I think, a little longer than me.
I got you. And you said when you went over there, he was underneath the car.
Yeah, he was trapped. He was behind the AC and shit, so I ripped all that shit out.
Okay.
Ripped the window out, and I got to him and helped his leg out, had to get the 2x4s off of him.
Okay.
The drywall, he was buried. But anyway,
Do you mind filling out a witness statement for me?
that's fine. I don't care.
Okay. You speak English? Okay. What happened?
Huh?
What happened?
Los brakes, the brakes didn't function. I was trying to stop, but hey, I was parking and the brake didn't work.
They didn't work?
Yeah, it was off.
Okay.
Can you, please?
For what? I don't like the sun.
But I like to see your face.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, are you okay? Are you hurt at all?
No.
You need fire rescue to check you out? No?
No, no.
Okay. Where are you bleeding from?
Bleeding? No.
All right. And you just hit the gas?
No. I was backing over here, and I was parked that way, and the brakes didn't stop.
So you're backed up over here. Then how did you end up going forward?
Can I?
Yo
¿Hablas español?
Sí, yo hablo español. Yo hablo español.
Can I say in Spanish?
Yeah, I'll try.
Fui para allá, retrocedí para atrás.
You went to back up.
Okay. Aquí,
Sí.
a este parque. Okay.
Sí. Y después me iba a ir para allá.
Pero ¿cómo?
Para allá, a mí.
Did she try to put it down into reverse, but probably hit it as she went, and then
Ya.
Dude, okay.
but she thought it was in reverse, but it was in drive.
No, estaba poniendo para atrás. Me iba para allá, parqueo supuestamente. Cuando puse el break, no paraba.
She said that she tried to, she was putting, tú estabas tratando de poner a park.
Para atrás sí. Y
Okay.
después
Backing up.
forward.
Yeah. And she was, I guess, trying to put a park. And
She's coming around. She probably pulls into there to back up, right?
Sí.
She was already.
She was already
tú
here?
estabas
Aquí sí.
Then how did you go forward?
Pero estaba
¿cuál?
supuestamente en el frente del apartamento.
Okay.
So what is? I'm missing.
Tiro, mi amor,
I get
tiro.
how we got here, but I don't understand how we went this way.
She said that she was reversing,
Yep.
and then while she was reversing,
Uh-huh.
the car wouldn't stop and it went forward.
Sí. Estaba para allá.
So she did exactly what I thought she did. She probably thought she dropped it in an R and it went in a D.
Yeah. Estaba diciendo que tú estabas pensando que tú fuiste a reversa, pero fuiste a guiar.
That's the only thing that would explain why.
Porque el BMW tiene la de eso al medio, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Yeah, so the BMW things, it's not like a tree
It's
or
not
like
straight. So it's a column shifter, or
it's a column shifter, but it's like you slap it back or forth.
I guarantee you, that's the only way that explains that.
Can you? I'm sorry.
She wants us to take off the glasses, but I'm not taking off the glasses because of the sun.
These are they're my prescription glasses. I can't see with them on.
She can understand.
Oh, these are my prescriptions. I can't. That's why I can't see
That's
without
okay.
them.
That's okay.
See, look how thick these are.
That's okay.
I'm blind.
That's okay.
So. PTOH or what?
I'm not getting anything. I get perfume from her. That's it.
¿Tú estás quedando aquí?
¿Ah?
¿Tú estás quedando aquí?
50-50.
Ok, ¿y los otros 50?
En Puerto Rico, sí.
¿Por ciento sí? Ok.
¿Por qué?
Ok. No, yo estaba preguntando porque acá una hotel.
Sí, 50-50.
Ok.
¿Por qué?
Después, ¿a dónde viene? Antes.
Por salud, sí. En Bakery Sabona.
Ok.
Sí.
Okay. ¿Tú vives allá o tú estás con
Vivo allá,
familia?
pero es 50-50. 50-50.
Okay. So,
Can we don't do that, please?
okay.
I gotta be at the hospital and
¿Para qué?
I'm a nurse.
I'm with you now.
Sí,
Okay.
I'm a nurse.
¿A dónde?
En el North Hospital.
Do you ever need a drink? Have you had anything to drink?
Papi, can you take the thingies off?
Have
I'm
you
gonna be
had-
honest.
Have you had anything to drink?
Sí,
You have?
sí. I'm a nurse.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but you just sent your vehicle.
Oh, no. Mm-mm. No,
Don't what?
I was tapping and the base couldn't work.
Okay. So,
It's your call.
Yeah, papi. Hey, come on.
okay.
Como yo veo.
When was your last drink?
Oh, en la mañana.
¿Cuándo en la mañana?
I know. I got a little bit. I'm not.
¿Cuándo en la mañana?
4, cuando salí de shift. I'm a 5 to 5.
You should 3 o'clock this morning? 3 o'clock this morning?
A las 4 de la
5 to
mañana.
5. I'm a 5 to 5.
Okay, pero ¿cuándo tu bebé, tu
5
último
to 5, amor.
el última bebé?
5 to 5. Amor. Hey, yo trabajo para Cleveland Clinic. Yo nunca haría nada
Do
malo.
we have a wheel witness?
¿Cómo?
Yeah, we do. The one that Dawn was talking to.
Yo nunca. Can I talk?
We're talking. But listen, you drove your vehicle into a building. Okay.
Hey.
Me and him can both smell alcohol.
Yeah.
We can smell it.
That's problematic. And you're also supposed to be working an hour and a half.
¿Qué hora es?
Las 3:30.
No, 6:06.
As you said, 5 to 5. So that's an hour and a half.
No, papi, 6:06.
Pero tú dices antes que tú trabajas las 5 a las 5.
No, 6 to 6.
Okay, now she's saying 6 to 6.
Yes.
Okay. 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yep.
I will never do something about otra gente.
Man,
Mi amor, look at me.
I'm just saying. Joey, you sit there for a second. Sure.
Seen her in the car?
What?
In the driver's seat?
Yeah.
Okay. You saw her get out of the seat?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Can you guys move my car forward? It's unlocked.
We don't speak sign language. We can barely speak English. That is correct.
Okay. So mira,
Ajá.
I don't know how to say it in Spanish. I don't know how to explain it in Spanish. So I'm going to explain it in English, okay? We're no longer doing a crash investigation, okay? I'm switching hats, which basically means is I'm going from a civil investigation to now a criminal investigation, okay? So the crash investigation is over, all right? So, tú estabas diciendo que tú bebió hoy, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Ok. ¿Qué tú bebiste?
No diga eso.
Ok, está bien. ¿Cuándo tú bebí
No diga
el
eso.
último
No diga
vez?
eso. No diga eso.
Ok. Ok, so... No.
¿Cómo?
So... Yo estaba preguntando si tú puedes hacer
No.
field sobriety test.
No.
¿Tú no quieres hacerlo?
No.
Ask her if she just
Amor.
ask her if she just, I'm trying to get. Ask her if she just let me check her eyes so I can
Ok.
figure that out.
No.
¿Tú puedes dar a él a chequear tus ojos?
No.
¿Y por qué?
¿Por qué no?
Ok. ¿Tú sabes si...
We're trying to meet you halfway.
No, amor. No, amor.
I want you to understand something. If you do not submit to these tasks, based off of my investigation, I'm going to have to make a determination
That's
whether or
okay.
not.
That's okay.
So would you submit to the field sobriety test? This is your final chance. En serio.
Oh my
El último
God.
chance.
Amor.
El último chance.
Amor.
Are you going to do the field sobriety test? Este es el último chance.
You're putting us on a really bad spot.
Sí. Hey. Soy una nurse practitioner en Cleveland Clinic.
Okay. ¿Ah?
We're aware that
Yo no puedo, esto me mata la vida. Mi vida, mi carrera
Okay.
completo.
So, si tú hagas bien con este
Amor.
ejercicio,
Usted ya
Se
sabe
va.
tú que no vas.
te va. Ok? So, este es el último chance. ¿Tú quieres hacer lo ejercicio o no?
No puedo.
No.
No.
Ok.
Amor, lo siento.
It's all right. Whoa.
Sometimes escalation doesn't start with anger, it starts with panic. And panic can turn a mistake into a criminal investigation faster than almost anything else. That's the behavioral thread running through this bodycam footage. What begins here appears, at first glance, to be a traffic accident, a car driven into a building. But the deeper story isn't the crash itself, it's how the driver responds afterward, and how officer decision-making evolves as new information appears. Because in policing, incidents don't stay static, they change based on behavior, evidence, and risk. And this one changes quickly. The first turning point happens almost immediately. Officers arrive and begin treating the situation as a crash scene, checking injuries, calling EMS, and trying to understand what happened. The driver appears shaken and claims the brakes malfunctioned while she was parking. That explanation is plausible enough to begin with, and officers treat the scene accordingly. This is still a civil crash investigation at this point. Their priority is safety, Someone was nearly pinned under the vehicle. Witnesses describe pulling debris away and freeing a trapped leg. Officers ask about bleeding, injuries, and keys so they can safely move the vehicle. Everything about their behavior signals routine accident response, but then the investigation starts to shift. Witness statements begin to fill in the gaps. One witness describes seeing the vehicle jump a curb and crash into the wall. Another explains the victim was nearly trapped under the tire. The driver's explanation becomes less clear, moving between brake failure and gear confusion. This uncertainty alone isn't enough to escalate the situation. Accidents happen. But officers are trained to watch behavior as closely as evidence, and behavior begins to change. The driver appears disoriented. She avoids removing her glasses. Her speech becomes inconsistent. She repeats that she's a nurse and needs to be at the hospital soon. She insists the brakes failed, but struggles to explain how the vehicle moved forward while supposedly in reverse. Then officers notice something critical. They smell alcohol. That moment becomes the second turning point. Because once impairment becomes a possibility, the investigation changes from civil to criminal. The officer even explains this shift directly. He tells her he is switching hats from crash investigator to criminal investigator. That phrase matters. It shows how law enforcement authority evolves with evidence. At first, officers only need cooperation to document an accident. But when signs of intoxication appear, the smell of alcohol, inconsistent statements, a vehicle crashing into a structure, the law requires them to investigate potential DUI. Not because they want to, because they must. This is where the hidden logic of the footage becomes clear. The driver believes she is explaining an accident. She believes the brakes failed and that officers should focus on the crash mechanics. But legally, the crash itself becomes evidence. Crashes involving property damage often create probable cause for impairment testing when combined with observable signs like alcohol odor or admission of drinking. And then comes the third turning point. The admission. When asked about drinking, the driver acknowledges consuming alcohol earlier in the morning, around 3 to 5 a.m. She attempts to minimize it, but the admission confirms officers' suspicions. Now the investigation is no longer about what happened to the brakes. It's about whether the driver was impaired while operating a vehicle. That shift is critical, because once probable cause exists for DUI investigation, officers are legally allowed to request field sobriety tests. These tests are not punishment. They are evidence-gathering tools used to determine impairment. The officer explains this calmly and clearly. He offers her the opportunity to perform field sobriety tasks. This is another moment where decisions matter. Compliance here could provide clarity. Even if she were not impaired, the tests could help confirm that. But refusal removes that possibility and forces officers to rely on the evidence they already have. And refusal is exactly what happens. The driver declines field sobriety testing. That decision becomes the next link in the escalation chain. Crash into a building. Witness confirmation of driver identity. Odor of alcohol. Admission of drinking. Refusal of sobriety testing. Each step strengthens probable cause. This is not emotional escalation. It's procedural escalation. The officer explains that he must now make a determination based on his investigation. That determination is moving toward arrest. Notice the tone throughout this interaction. Calm, direct, patient. Officers are not arguing with the driver. They're documenting behavior and offering opportunities for cooperation. This is important because DUI investigations often depend as much on behavior as on chemical evidence. Slurred speech, confusion, emotional swings, disorientation, refusal to comply with testing. These factors all matter. Another subtle irony appears in this encounter. The driver repeatedly emphasizes her profession. She is a nurse, she says, and needs to be at the hospital soon. From her perspective, this is an explanation, a reason for urgency, a reason the situation feels overwhelming, but legally it changes nothing. Operating a vehicle while impaired doesn't become less serious because someone has responsibilities waiting. In fact, the urgency she expresses highlights a risk officers cannot ignore. Her attempt to reassure officers by explaining who she is actually reinforces why they must act. That contrast defines the encounter. Her internal belief, this is just an accident and I need to get to work. The legal reality, a crash plus alcohol signs, requires a DUI investigation. Eventually, the officer gives her what he calls a final chance to perform field sobriety tasks. This moment matters. It's the last opportunity to influence the outcome before arrest becomes almost certain, but again, she refuses. And with that, the escalation reaches its conclusion. Officers move to detain her. Not suddenly, not emotionally, inevitably, because the law doesn't require certainty of impairment, only probable cause. And by this point, probable cause has been built piece by piece through observation, admission, and refusal. Another officer is called to assist with a search, following standard procedure when placing someone into custody. The scene transitions fully from accident response to arrest protocol, and that transition is the final turning point. What began as a crash investigation becomes a DUI arrest through a chain of decisions, not a single dramatic moment. This is how most real-world cases unfold. Not through confrontation, through accumulation, small observations, small choices, small refusals. Together, they form a legal conclusion. One of the most important lessons in this footage is how officers communicate authority. They don't threaten. They don't argue. They explain. They explain why the investigation changed. They explain why sobriety testing is requested. They explain what will happen next. Authority, in this context, is procedural, not personal. Officers are allowed to conduct DUI investigations when probable cause exists. They are allowed to request sobriety testing. And they are allowed to arrest when evidence supports impairment. Every step seen here follows that structure. By the end of the encounter, the emotional energy of the crash scene fades into routine processing. The driver is detained, evidence is documented, and the investigation moves forward. The panic that defined the first moments of the incident is gone. Only procedure remains. And that's the real takeaway from this footage. Crashes happen. Mistakes happen. Panic happens. But decisions made after those moments often determine the outcome more than the original event. Cooperation can slow escalation. Refusal can accelerate it. Admissions can define it. In this case, the crash started the investigation. Behavior finished it. And once the investigation crossed from civil to criminal, the outcome became less about what the driver believed happened, and more about what the evidence showed. That's the hidden logic of escalation. Not emotion, evidence.